Tommy, can you believe it? We are sitting in the forbidden fruit of the Tokyo Motor Show, or Mobility Show. We are here in the Land Cruiser FJ.
That's right, check it out. This is the vehicle I've been most excited to experience because this is something very cool. Anytime there's a new Land Cruiser of any type, there's a lot of interest. And this thing I thought was going to be a poser, but Dad, let's show them a couple buttons that shows that Toyota's being legit about the off-road capability here. Check this out. Four-wheel drive with a genuine low range and a rear locking differential with a conventional automatic transmission, no ECVT here. This is the real deal, Dad.
Yeah, so this came out about a week ago, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a little cartoonish, but now that I'm actually sitting in it, and we'll show you the outside in a second, it actually, I think, works. It's kind of a competitor to the Bronco Sport, maybe the Renegade, but it is a true off-roader, which is surprising because, let's face it, most new cars are, I wouldn't say posers when it comes to off-roading, but they're soft-roaders. This is not a soft-roader. Well, there you have it from the outside, Tommy. When we first saw it unveiled, it looked a little cartoonish, but now that I'm standing next to it, it looks pretty serious as an off-roader.
Yeah, they've done a lot of really great stuff that I just wasn't expecting, because you're right, the proportion of this thing looks kind of like you know, a Renegade that poofed up in the oven. But when you start analyzing some of the details, you realize that Toyota has done a lot right to honor kind of that Land Cruiser nameplate. So first up, if I kind of come on down to the front end here, you can just barely see a metal skid plate with recovery points in the front end. So they have thought about some of the off-road capability of this machine off the get-go.
And just like the bigger Land Cruiser, there's two different headlight patterns. There's kind of the square one, and then there's more of a round one for more traditionalist Toyota fans.
Now, coming down here to look at the wheel and tire package. So this is a Michelin Primacy SUV. This is not what I would call
an AT?
An all-terrain tire.
No, it looks a little AT-ish, but that's about as far as it goes.
It's very much just an all-season. But if I kind of bring the camera on in here, it is a full independent front suspension, but you are very limited on how much rubber you are going to be able to stuff underneath this Land Cruiser FJ. I mean, I think the 265, if I remember right, 265 60 R18, so that's like a 29, 30-inch tall tire if my quick math on jet lag brain works here. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So you're not going to be sticking 35s on this thing very easily, but it also looks like there's no body mounts or anything in the way there that would prevent you from doing a little bit of trimming. And it also looks like it is, you can kind of see poking through there, an actual body on frame construction. This is not a unibody.
Toyota has not said this is coming to America. We're trying to make a case for it to come to America because it's so cool. Now next to us is the RAV4. And where do you think it slots in between the RAV4, the Land Cruiser, and the Land Cruiser FJ here?
Yeah, and the 4Runner too, right? Because if it came to the US, those would be some of its big competition. Well, if we come around to the back here, which is really hard to do because there's about 28,000 people looking at this, you can kind of see it's significantly taller than the RAV4. So it's got a much kind of bigger profile.
What I like is this kind of fake, you know, glass versus metal. It all looks like it's glass, but only a part of it is glass. So we can show them the interior here.
Yeah, let's look at the trunk space. So popping that open, pretty good size. It's not super long, but what I like about it, it's perfectly square. Look at that. You've got a great rectangle for storage.
You see the cutouts for the windows there?
Yeah,
it looks like there's little cutouts, but there are no windows.
Yeah, look at that. There's no quarter windows, but there are the cutouts for it.
And it looks like if you put those seats down, they're going to go down flat.
I don't know if they will.
You don't think so?
No, look, there's a big, big lip there. Yeah.
How about underneath? What could look like underneath?
Well, this is the big question. Is it solid axle? It is solid axle. Check that out. So it's got some legitimate suspension on there that could be actually useful for some off-road terrain. And then closing up.
Should we try to sit in the back seat? See how much room there is?
We can try. You want to go for it, Dad?
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try to, excuse me, sit over here. See how I do?
See how spacious it is back there,
Yeah,
Dad?
let's see. So, as you can tell, I am pretty tall, but I have tons of headroom. I've got good knee room. It is a little narrower than you might suspect. And there is a little cutout for a sunroof, even though this one doesn't have it. But in general, you know, this would be good for people like me who are tall.
Now, what's interesting about this vehicle is when you look at that dash design, right? It's clear that there are some premium features, right? Automatic climate control. It's got heated seats. It's got these soft tech seats. It's got a digital instrument cluster. It's got a pretty big infotainment screen. I think that's their 12-inch screen that they use across everything. But then it also has some more basic things, like the door panels are pretty hard black plastic, right? Very durable. It does have contrasting stitching, so it's kind of an interesting dichotomy of really basic materials, but also some relatively high-end things.
Now, as you know, Tommy, the FJ name has been around a long time.
Yeah.
But this is the Land Cruiser FJ. So the last FJ, of course, was the FJ Cruiser, which was designed by Kelty for North America. And it had some unique features. It had 3 wipers. It had that kind of white roof panel or body color. And they were very popular to this day. You can still get one, especially a trails team, for $35,000. That's how popular they are.
Yeah, for sure. And they maintain to be popular. Now this is a very different vibe than that, right? It's a proper 4-door. It doesn't have the little clamshells. Up front here, I do like some of the stuff they're doing, like the Toyota script. You want to come a little closer, Dan?
Yeah.
There's a Toyota script instead of the logo in the front there. I also like the fog lights. A lot of plastic. But what's kind of interesting is when they first showed this thing, they showed two. They showed this blue one, which is more the street going one, but they also showed like a sand colored one.
Yeah, it had a snorkel and it had all the off-road.
So for the off-road people, maybe that's the better option. Let me get down low here, see if we can learn anything else about the front end. No, kind of tough to tell. It does have 2 recovery points down there. It does have some aero bits, of course, for fuel economy. Now, do you remember the engine in this?
It's a 4-cylinder, am I right?
Yeah, I think it's a 2.7 liter.
Yeah.
But what's cool about this is it's not a hybrid, right? This is not a plug-in hybrid.
No electrification as far as we know.
Yeah, it doesn't have any ECVT system. It doesn't have any high voltage systems whatsoever. As far as I can tell, this is a very basic, old school system.
Therein lies the problem, Tommy, because Toyota has announced that all their products in America are going to be electrified or hybrid. So they would have to, if they're going to keep to that, they would have to make this a hybrid to actually bring it to America.
Well, and of course, the Land Cruiser we get in America is only a hybrid, right? It's the only way to get it is with a 2.4 liter turbo hybrid. But yeah, I do. So the biggest issue with this car is, in pictures, it looks very cartoony.
Yeah.
In person, it does have better proportions, right? It's fairly narrow, but it's also very tall, and I do like how upright the windshield is. So it's got a very upright profile on that windshield. I like the roof bars on it, and actually the cladding really adds to the width of this vehicle. So I'm not one for big chunky cladding usually, but it does give this vehicle a lot more presence. I mean, my only big concern with this from a design standpoint, there's something called dash to axle, which is the length from the dashboard to the axle. Typically you want that long to give the car really good proportions. This is very, very short. However, you can see kind of just relative to the size of the people here, it's roughly the same length as an FJ Cruiser, but it is quite a bit narrower, at least just looking at it from proportions.
Do you think how much could they charge for this if they did bring it to America? Where would you think it would live? Would it live below or above the RAV4?
Definitely above the RAV4, but potentially below the 4Runner. Yeah, so it would. I think if they could price this thing at like $37,000, $38,000, have it go up to $49,000, I think there could be a market case to be made for it. Now that 2.7 is not much of a powerhouse, so if you want to go fast, this is probably not the vehicle for you.
No, but if you want to go off-road, this certainly is a vehicle for you.
Yeah, to a limited extent.
And here in Japan, you do have competitors like the Suzuki Jimny, which we don't get.
But this is a lot bigger.
It is bigger than Jimny.
This is. I mean, once again, in pictures it looks really, really small. In person, it's quite a bit bigger. There's that recovery point down there. I don't know what platform this is on. The problem with coming here to the Japanese Mobility Show, is there's not a lot of information for Western buyers. It's all in Japanese, and some of the stuff doesn't translate perfectly. But not a super powerful vehicle. I think it's got around 200 horsepower, if I remember correctly. Conventional torque converted automatic transmission.
Which is perfect for off-roading.
It is, right.
Oh, I've got 3 words, Tommy.
What do you got?
Toyota, take my money.
You're that into it, huh?
Yeah,
I will say, on the launch of this, I was very kind of negative toward it, but seeing it in person and seeing that it like legit is solid rear, body on frame, rear locker even, is very cool. So I appreciate that Toyota has committed a little bit to that. I think that's great to see.
Well, I mean, look at all the interest here. We are here with thousands of other automotive journalists from Japan, and yet the crowd is all around this guy, and not like, look at the mobility products over there, right? It's just, people are like, okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so there's still kind of a lust and a want for conventional four-wheel drives. So big credit to Toyota for doing this. You know, I thought at first it seemed kind of sacrilegious to the Land Cruiser name. One thing it doesn't have that pretty much every Land Cruiser...
What, the reputation of a renegade?
No. It doesn't have a full-time four-wheel drive. So it's a part-time,
yeah.
2 high, 4 high, 4 low.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
That's
if you're
fine.
a stickler,
Yeah.
maybe there's a problem for you. But
I kind of feel like this is actually bigger than a renegade.
oh, a lot bigger. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it kind of slots in somewhere between a Renegade and the current Land Cruiser. It's much closer to the current Land Cruiser size.
Yeah, when you see it in person, it's a sizable machine, and listen, I think it'd be tough to put 35s on it, but darn would it look cool.
I'm sure somebody will manage it down.
Someone will, for
Somebody
sure.
will.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're here in Japan for the next 2 days. We'll be covering wall-to-wall coverage from TFL. Where should they go, Tommy?
TFL.com. Check it out.
And you saw it first.
Over at TFL. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Ciao. Take my money, Toyota. Please take my money. Bring it to America.